Rock and Roll Geek Show 1369.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Wednesday, February 26, 2025, and it's 6:02 p.m. when I'm recording this show. I'm up in the mountains at the Mountain House doing a nighttime show. I was going to do a show in the afternoon tomorrow, but I got an emergency plans. I have to head down to Sacramento for something, and so I need to do a show tonight because this is the only time I'm going to have to do the show before we head out on the Manitoba tour, which starts on Wednesday of next week. But Craig and I are flying down to LA on Monday. So I have to drive back to San Francisco on Saturday, spend Saturday night with the grandkids, and then Sunday I'm going to spend the night at Craig's house, sleep on Craig's couch. Maybe I'll sleep with Craig. We'll have a little pre-tour gay sex. All right. Enough of that. Got into a fight with my wife the other night. She said I was gay, so that's why I brought that joke up. Okay, enough of this bullshit. All right, I got to start this over. Fuck it. I'm not going to start it over. All right, friends, let's just go into some music. I'll talk about my life after I get done. Here's Brand New Darkness.
Next long player. Ooh, it's coming out soon. I'll be honest, I'm under the moon. We're only doing this cause it's fun. Don't even think my mom bought the last one. But I can't help falling in love with rock and roll. I can't help falling in love with rock and roll. So I'm walking through fire, living my life on the wire. Hair and makeup, reluctantly here we go. Waste another precious day, shooting yet another shitty video. Nobody's ever gonna see, least of all me. But I can't help falling in love with rock and roll. I can't help falling in love with rock and roll. So I'm walking through fire, living my life on the wire. We never stopped making hit albums. It's just that no one buys them anymore.
There you go, Brand New Darkness. I was talking to or texting with the guys, a couple of the guys in the Butlers who are Darkness fans, the last single that the Darkness did, the one about Rock and Roll Cowboy or whatever that one is. You know which one? The previous single. I don't remember the title, but Graham, the singer, said they are now officially a joke band. He and his brother, Michael Butler II, two guys, the singer of the Butlers and the keyboard player from the Butlers. They're both Darkness fans, and they both think that the first two singles are horrible. And this one came out. This one's called "Walking Through Fire," and I get up at like 4:45 in the morning for some reason because I'm an old man. And first thing I do after I unwind, I check my email and stuff, and came up on the email, brand new Darkness song, "Walking Through Fire," and I listened to it, and I liked it. I think it's classic Darkness, and I sent a text to Graham and Michael and said, I give this one a +1, and they both said they're clearly not familiar with the Rock and Roll Geek scoring system. They said -1. So, you either get a 0, a half, or +1. So, but they said -1. I said, you're kidding me, right? This song is great. This song sucks, and I'm saying it as a Darkness fan. So they hate the song. I like it. I think it's a classic Darkness tune. It's catchy as hell. The first one that came out was "I Hate Myself." It was okay. The second one, "Rock and Roll Party Cowboy," tongue in cheek. I didn't like it as much. It was okay. This one I like. So so far, to me, we're 2 halves and a 1. So we're at 2 out of 3 so far, according to the Rock and Roll Geek scoring system. So I think the two guys in the Butlers are wrong, but we shall see when the album comes out. All right, back where I was talking about my life. So I'm heading out on the Manitoba tour on Wednesday, or on Monday. We're flying down to LA, and me and Scotty and Craig and Frank Meyer are going to rehearse. When is the tour? Let me look for the tour dates here. I should know all these dates. Joe Pawlak's going to be at every show. He's going to follow us along. He's going to be the bodyguard / roadie. Here's the tour. Okay, the first show is on. It's not really it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 shows. It's more than the last time when we went to New York. It's only 3 shows. So we're doing 5 shows this time. Wednesday at the Smiling Moose in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we're flying to Pittsburgh on Tuesday. Craig and I are. And the next night, March 6th, is going to be at Southgate House Revival in Newport, Kentucky. I played Pittsburgh before when I was in Stevie Sledder. We played at a place called the Electric Banana, believe it or not. And I think I played Pittsburgh when I was in Exodus as well. So the next night is in Newport, Kentucky. I played at a place called the Jockey Club in Newport, Kentucky, famous punk rock club. I don't know if that place is still happening or not, but it's been a while since I've been to Newport. I'm looking forward to that. That's a big beer town. Next night, March 7th in Detroit, Michigan, Smalls Bar. Hopefully we're going to see Jonathan Travers in Detroit. I got an email from Jonathan Travers, too. I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Then the next night, Reggie's in Chicago. That's supposed to be a good club. And finally, on the 9th, Club Garibaldi in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, if you're going to any of these shows, please send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, or hit me up send me an instant message on the Facebook or whatever, and let me know you're coming. I'll do my best to put you on the list. I'm not sure what the guest list is going to be like, but I'll do my very best, friends. Dave Franco, I think, is coming. Dave Franco texted me today. Yes, Dave Franco said he's coming. I think Jeff Thieleke is coming. I think Jeffrey Zapopoulos is coming. Chuck Spear, the Rock and Roll Hoosier, is supposed to be showing up. Tim Smith, the Rock and Roll Runner, is supposed to be coming. We're going to have some Rock and Roll Geek meetups, friends. So if you're in the Midwest, please come out. we'll have some fun times, and so I'm looking forward to traveling with Joe Pawlak. He's going to be at every show. It's going to be a good time. He's buying me a red cooler for the tour. I was going to have one sent to the hotel in Milwaukee, but he said he's going to bring one for me. So thank you, Joe Pawlak. I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully, if there's people there, this is going to be a fun tour. There's a support band coming with us on this tour called the Strains. We're using their gear, and they have two vans. They're driving us in one van, and they're driving them and the gear in another van. It's going to be fun. I like traveling with a support band. And Wednesday, there's also a band called the Cheats on the bill. Let's listen to a little bit of the Strains. Let me look for the Strains. Okay, let me find the Strains. The Strains. Detroit. I think it's thestrainsdetroit.com, I think. Let's see if that pulls. Yep, here it is. Okay. They got a girl in the band. Old punk rockers. They'll fit right in with us. All right. Let's see. Music. Listen. Okay. Band. Let's go to their Bandcamp. All right. Brand new Strains album. All right, how about let's listen to usually the third song is the one that people, according to Sandy Hyde, the third song is the one you want to go to first because that they usually put the best song third. So we'll put number 3. It's called Disaster. There you go. That's good. I like it. It's going to be fun. Oh, stop it. Okay. Here's their bio on the Bandcamp. The Strains are 100% street. They cut their teeth on the nitty-gritty, spanning many decades. Individually from the gutters of Detroit in the mid-'70s to the Bowery in New York in the late '70s. Supposedly they're huge Dictators fans. That should be fun. See what they think of Manitoba. He'll like it because he loves people who are fans of his. The frigid climes of Minneapolis in the 80s and the dive bars of Europe in the post-Cold War era in the 90s and 2000s, only to meet up in Detroit and in the now. These guys do not mince words or notes. Pardon me, I'm bourbon is fine. Tecate. They have been there through every fashion change and shift in taste, yet remain true to what has been fundamental throughout the decades, the rock and roll spirit. This live album, okay, they got a live album. Was that a live album I just played? Was that live? I don't know. Captures them at their most real. Songs about truth, songs about hurt, songs about hope. Members of the Strains get around. These boys have played in various post-MC5 Stooges Sonic Rendezvous band projects such as Dark Carnival, Rob Tyner Band. Rob Tyner from MC5. He was in MC5, right? I should be shunned out of the rock and roll geek community for not knowing that. The High Dramatics. Songwriter Paul played in European action rock bands Dumbbell and the Nitwits and toured his ass off for 2 decades, sharing stages with Zeke, the New Bomb Turks, Murder City Devils, and playing as sidemen with Bob Stinson from The Replacements and Greg Norton from Husker Du as a young whippersnapper. There you go. It's gonna be fun traveling with these guys. I talked to him on the phone. He went over his gear with me. Yeah. So it should be fun. That guy's name is Paul Grace Smith. His middle name is Grace. Okay. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope to see you there, friends. I hope to see a lot of people there. The last tour we did, the New York stuff, was really fun because every show had good crowds. So hopefully there'll be good crowds at this one too. Don't know I think it's going to be kind of cold there. It was freezing cold in New York, but that's okay. Speaking of Jonathan Travers in Detroit, I got an email from him. What did he say? Email from Jonathan Travers. I like it that Jonathan Travers is short with words. I'm really looking forward to meeting you, John Travers. You better show up to that Detroit show, motherfucker. Here's the email. Eddie Cochrane, beginning of 3 Steps to Heaven and Bowie's Queen Bitch. Thoughts? So I think he's in. Is that the email from him? Let me see here. Jonathan Travers. I might have. Okay. No. Yeah, that's it. Similar. The title of the email. Similar. Eddie Cochrane, beginning of 3 Steps to Heaven and Bowie's Queen Bitch. Thoughts? I know about these 2 songs. First of all, Jonathan Travers, but for the Friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. So he's claiming that David Bowie ripped off Eddie Cochrane. Let me find let's see. All right, here's a little bit of Eddie Cochrane, 3 Steps to Heaven.
Now that
is exactly the same riff from Queen Bitch, except Queen Bitch is in a different key.
just listen and you will plainly see. And as life travels on and things do go wrong, just follow steps 1, 2, and 3. Step 1, you find a girl you love.
All right, now Queen Bitch. Exactly the same riff. Well, Jonathan Travers is very perceptive of you, but David Bowie borrowed that from Eddie Cochrane as a tribute to Eddie Cochrane. I'm on the Wikipedia here. Song starts with a countdown from Bowie leading into an 8-bar introduction, starting with his 12-string acoustic guitar before Ronson's trashy electric guitar enters. While author Peter Doggett considers the main riff to be similar to the Velvet Underground's Sweet Jane, O'Leary and biographer Nicholas Pegg stating it was borrowed from Eddie Cochrane's 3 Steps to Heaven. There you go. I'm pretty sure David Bowie did it as an homage to Eddie Cochrane. Do you have some burning rock and roll questions? Send them to me, friends. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I am next to Chuck Spear, the rock and roll Hoosier, the great Oracle. I'm the authority. All right, I'm not the authority, but send them to me anyway. We'll do some investigative rock journalism.
But she's a queen, and such a laughter is sucked in the brains. Now she's leading them on, and she'll lay it right down. Yes, she's leading them on, and she'll lay it right down. And it could have been me, yes, it could have been me. Why didn't I say, why didn't I say? Now, she's so pushy and a shot and a tide. In a frock coat, a bibbidi-bobbidi hat. Oh, but I could do better than that.
All right, you can kill it. Okay. Why don't we thank some people who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show? As you know, let me find something to play in the background here. It's okay to get to the, okay. Oh, brand new Baboon Show sent to me by an anonymous person. I don't think he wants his name to be mentioned, but they have a 3-song EP called Forward and Reverse. So let's, pardon me, I'm burping. It's fine. And there's only 3 songs. I got to do this quick so I can try to get it done before these songs. Okay, first song, Forward and Reverse. Thank you to everybody who donates on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. You know it's a value for value. If you get any value out of this show, please contribute what you can. There's no advertisers on this show. No one telling me what I can and can't say. Just you, friends. All right. I like the riff. Thank you to Tim Schall, $100 on the Venmo. You saved the show this month. Joe Pawlak gave me that $100 cash on tour. Adam Gerstein gave me $50 cash on tour. Kirk Crawford, $50 on the Venmo. Rockbottom Rob Giglio, who I saw in Philly, $25. Gregg Brofer, $20. Still praying, Gregg. Richard Fusey, the sheriff. Don't cross him. He had to boot somebody from the group because they had a disagreement. I said, hey, I don't handle the group. You're the sheriff. Do what you want. And then I had to do damage control with the person. I hope that person comes back. I think he only got banned for 24 hours. Richard Fusey, $18. Thank you to Stephen Cohen, $5. That's the Venmo. My Venmo is at Michael-Butler-11. Thank you to everybody who donated on the Patreon, patreon.com/RNRGeek. Joe Pawlak, my bodyguard. And it's going to be Joe Manitoba's bodyguard for the next 5 days. $16.66. Dan Garrow, it's going to be decadence. He's freshly divorced. Oh, he's going to be on the prowl. Women, look out! Dan Garrow, $15. Kirk Crawford, $12.77. Fred and Ginny Bucky, $10. Michael Stittick, $10. Patrick Shanahan, $10. Cole Thornton, $9.99. Brian Springer, $8. John Scott, writer of the great book Tom Petty and Me, $8. Michael Street, friend of the show and friend of mine, $7.50. Michael Street, you got to come out, friend. Cole Thornton, $6.24. Dave Slusher, $5.55. Brad Schultz, $5. Chiaki Hinahara, Midaki Metal on Instagram, $5. He's enjoying Japan right now. I'm envious. Danny Borden, $5 Shitty Dude donation. Eric Klein, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Jamie Jefford, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Martin Cloley, $5. Matthew Hunt, $5. Nadi Itani, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Robert Harvey, $5. Steve Trice, $5. Eric Stowell, $4. Mike Hellier, £4. Dan McBride, $3. Mark Mazzei, $3. Mike Dixon, $3. Adrian Bosch on Boss Rock on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, which I did not create, but I do people who just got to answer 2 questions that the sheriff will approve you, or he'll throw your ass out on the street. Amy Bowen, Adrian Bosch on Boss Rock, $2. Amy Bowen, $2. Eric at Rock and Roll Plead, $142. 3 Legs, 4 Wheels, Arnie Stash, and Piotr Wojciechowski, $1. I like this song. All right, next song, Could You Be It? PayPal donors this month. Dave Franco, $20. Stephen Laperriere, $20, all the way in French Canada. Richard Strom, $20. Blake Johnson, $20. Ralph Miller, friend of mine and friend of the show, $10. William Bell, $10. By the way, anybody who's from the Rock and Roll Geek Show, if you contribute to the Indiegogo and when there was some merch supposed to be sent to you, let me know you got it, because I shipped it all off a couple of weeks ago. Ralph Miller, $10. William Bell, $10. James Venners, $10. Jeff and Cheri, Thieleke, $10. I hope I see them in the Midwest. I've never met them before. Dave Jackson in the School of Podcasting, $10. Jason Shepard, $10. BJ Lisko, $10. Brett Garske, $5. Vincent Crimi, $5. John Tennis, $5. Greg Long, $5. Rachel Rosenberg, $5. Jayce Lesniewski, $5. Christopher Del Grande, $5. Benjamin Muller, $5. Andrew Howe, $5. Peter Spark, $5. John Offenlock, $5. Lasse Sadverhagen, $5. Oh, excuse me, $2 from Lasse. Stephen Mascord, $2. Chad Kiffmeyer, $2. Brian Graddis, $2. Kai Matsuda, $2. William Moffat, $2. Dave Alexander, $2. Deborah Dreyfus, $2. Philip Vermeulen, $2. Adam Gerstein, $2. And finally, Adam Croft, $2. Thank you to everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. If you get any value out of this show, it's a value for value. So please contribute what you can, friends. You can also go to my Amazon link, hit the donate button at rockandrollgeek.com, and anything you buy on Amazon through that link, I get a little kickback. I get like $20 from Amazon maybe every couple of months from people buying stuff through my link, so I appreciate it, friends. It helps. It puts me in that's a set of guitar strings, or bass strings. Speaking of bass strings, I just got an updated, I'll let this finish rolling out here. All right, there you go. New Baboon Show. They're coming to the U.S. and I'm going to be there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I got an email from Chad, the country guy, country band, with some more dates. I am now booked almost every weekend through the rest of the year, just about. And some weekdays, I'm doing like 4 days, and there's shows in Montana, there's shows in Wyoming, there's shows in Denver, Colorado, shows all over California. I'm almost a full-time bass player now. I'm loving it. And I got to learn a shitload of sorry for cussing. I got to learn a shitload of songs as soon as I get back. I got a Featherwitch show. This is a good dilemma for me to have, because I put it out there in the universe that I wanted to be a bass player in my retirement, and I'm getting what I asked for. I got a show with Featherwitch, a reunion of Featherwitch playing all Judas Priest songs on the 22nd of March, and then back-to-back shows with Chad Bushnell, the country show. One of them is all Garth Brooks songs. I got to learn like 25 Garth Brooks tunes, and I've never heard Garth Brooks in my life except the songs that I've already know in this set. So I got to learn all those. And then there's shows all throughout the year. And then they've got Manitoba shows in Spain. Good times. I'm looking forward to it. I wanted to play bass, and I'm playing bass, and I'm getting what I asked for, and I like it, friends. All right. I don't really have much to talk about except to play some music. Speaking of the Manitoba tour, Frank Meyer is the other guitar player replacing the great Alex Kane. Speaking of Alex Kane, he was in Life, Sex, and Death, and Ricky Rocket has a new band called Rocket Mafia or something like that. Ricky Rocket from Poison, and Stanley, the singer from Life, Sex, and Death, got up on stage with them and acted like he's like sang backup, but he was doing all the Stanley moves, and it was cool to see. So probably it's about time for Alex Kane to do a Life, Sex, and Death reunion. And if that bass player is not available, Alex, I know you're not listening to this, but if that bass player is not available, count me in, man. I would love to do that. Oh, yeah. So anyway, speaking of Manitoba Midwest tour, Frank Meyer, the guitar player who replaced the great Alex Kane, has a new solo album coming out called Living Between the Lines. And he's got a new single. I'm not allowed to play anything that was already released. Now I'm super paranoid about doing that since I got busted by the Ginger's publicist. But the new single is called Blue Radio. The album is called Living Between the Lines. He's doing when we play Spain, he's staying in Spain and doing a solo tour of Spain. I was going to do that, but I couldn't give him an answer, and then he got the guy from Warrior Souls, who's his friend, and that's a better choice anyway, Frank. That guy blows me away. Here's a brand new single from Frank Meyer. This is called Blue Radio.
All I want in the world is my blue radio. My girlfriend gave it to me when we were going steady-o. Late one night by the carnival ride, she took my hand by the neon light. It was the last thing she gave to me before she died. Blue radio. When she said I love you, it sounded like a stereo.
There you go. Brand new. Was it done? Well, not done. Okay. All right, there you go. Brand new Frank Meyer. Living Between the Lines, new solo album from Frank Meyer. Good guitar player, fun guy to tour with, good guy to hang out with. He drinks and he eats meat, so good times. I don't really have much to talk about. Why don't we look at some rock and roll news? So, let's get on the Blabbermouth. Blabbermouth news. Let's see. Okay, where's the Feedly? All right, here we go. The latest Blabbermouth news. All right, we do some rock news for you, like Eddie Trunk does. This is why I don't listen to other shows. This is why I stopped listening to Eddie Trunk too, because I don't want to rip him off. But I'm ripping him off now. Slayer announces the first Canadian show in 6 years. Thrash metal legend Slayer will play their first Canadian concert in 6 years at the 2025 edition of Festival Quebec on July 11th at the Plains Abraham in Quebec City. All right. Slayer going to be playing in July. Should be good for Gary Holt. He's got his book coming out in April. Maybe I'll try to get Gary on the show. Jeff Tate says he saw Queensryche, Michael Wilton, and Eddie Jackson the other night. They seem very happy doing what they're doing. Who gives a shit? Watch 3 Days Grace plays first full show with singer Adam Contner in 12 years. Who knew that they had a different singer? Canadian rockers 3 Days Grace played their first full show with singer Adam Contner in 12 years last night as a support act for Disturbed. All right, that's good for them. Let's go back to that Jeff Tate. In a new interview with Rock Drop, hosted by former MTV Headbanger Ball presenter Vanessa Warwick, ex-Queensryche singer Jeff Tate was asked about the possibility of a reunion of the classic lineup of his former band. He responded by saying, "Well, I would never say never. I don't think it's likely. I believe Chris is taking on a whole different lifestyle, a whole different way of life these days. I'm very busy and very happy doing what I'm doing. And Michael and Eddie are still touring as Queensryche. I went and saw them the other night, actually, somewhere in Sweden. I can't remember exactly where it was, apparently referring to early February 2025 when both Queensryche and Tate happened to play Gothenburg, Sweden one day apart. But they seem very happy doing what they're doing, and so peace, huh?" Would have been cool if he would. I'm not a Queensryche fan. They were playing Queensryche. We were in New York. Craig was driving the van, and he had it on Sirius, Hair Nation or one of those stations, and Queensryche was playing it. Man, those fucking stupid songs. Those lyrics are fucking horrible, man. So I'm not a Queensryche fan, but it would have been cool for the Queensryche fans if Jeff Tate would have got up and sang a song with them. What else we got here? Buck Cherry, Stevie D, talks about making of the upcoming Roar Like Thunder album. Of course, you know my friend Billy Rowe is the guitar player. In a new interview with Steph's Rock Show, in a new interview with the Rock and Roll Geek Show, Buck Cherry guitarist Stephen Deacony, also a.k.a. Stevie D, spoke about the band's upcoming 11th album, Roar Like Thunder, which will be released on June 13th. The follow-up to 2023's Volume 10 was once again helmed by producer and songwriter for hire Marty Fredrickson, who had previously collaborated with Aerosmith, Def Leppard, Johnny Lang, and Sheryl Crow, among many others. Take a sip of this fine Tecate here. Regarding how the Buck Cherry songwriting process works, Stevie said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, Josh and I usually start a year before the recording process. We start demoing here at my home studio in Los Angeles, and we'll do it on the road. I have a road rig that I bring with me, and we just start documenting ideas. And then what we do, we set aside a few weeks somewhere along the way, and we get with our producer, Marty Fredrickson. He's become like the sixth member of the band. And we write with when we write with Marty, he's in Nashville, so we fly out there in between tours. And what we do is we take all these ideas and kind of flesh them out more. So from, let's say, 20 ideas, we'll kind of whittle those down to 8, 9, and we'll have songwriting sessions to come up with 10 songs for an album. The video for the Roar Like Thunder title track was shot in Los Angeles in early February. Will be released on March 13th, along with information on the album pre-order. All right. According to Josh Todd, he told Talk Shop Live, "It's really great. It's a rockin' record from beginning to end. You guys are really going to love it. We labored over the songwriting for a long time, and it's a lot of fun from beginning to end." All right, there you go. New Buck Cheri album to look forward to. And more touring for Billy Rowe. Billy's playing, they're playing up here in Reading on April 12th, I think. But I got a gig the next day down in San Luis Obispo with the country band. So I'm going to try to make both, but it's a long drive down to San Luis Obispo. All right, what else we got in the news here? Are you enjoying this rock news? If you are, let me know. Maybe I'll try to, if I run out of ideas for shows. I do have an idea to do because somebody suggested I do a new Thunder Mother versus New Gems. I'll do that when I get back from the Midwest tour. But today I'm just going to, first of all, let me pull a beer out of this cooler. That's what I'm going to do right now. Today I'm just going to wing it, friends. All right, what else we got? If you like this rock news, send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. If you hate it, send me the same email. And you know what to put in the subject line, friends. Papa Roaches, pardon me, I'm burping. It was fine, Tecate. That was gross. I'm sorry, friends. Papa Roaches, Jacoby Shaddix says older son's traumatic breakup was lyrical inspiration for Even If It Kills Me single. His son got his heart broken, so he wrote a song about his son's heart being broken. This I got to read. Let me finish up this backwash of this Tecate here. That song should have been titled Fuck That Bitch, son, but it's called Traumatic. No, it's called Even If It Kills Me, okay. That might be that's a better title than Fuck That Bitch. In a new interview with the iRock 93.5 radio station, Papa Roach frontman Jacoby Shaddix spoke about the lyrical inspiration for the band's latest single. Hey, Jacoby, what was the inspiration for the lyrics of your new single? Well, I'm glad you asked me, iRock 93.5. This one started about 2 years ago, the music part of it. And I heard it first from the first musical Just Vibe with the strings. I was like, it sounds cinematic. This sounds like it's about to be a journey where we're taking the fans on. So I hit the boys up instantly. I'm like, dude, I can't wait to get in the studio on this one. Then, life happens and stuff goes down. My older son went through this really traumatic heartbreak breakup. Just his whole world was leveled. And I watched my son just crumble. And that was just a tough one. But to also have to go, hey, man, there's some hard truths about life, and sometimes people aren't what they show themselves as, and there's two sides to people sometime. And you got one, and then eventually discovered that other dark side of them, and you were hurt. I guess his girlfriend cheated on him. I can relate, friend, kid. I've had my heart broken many times by those women. And that was really hard for me to watch my son just fall to pieces. And that song was born from that moment of going, I want to be able to help you. But I also know that you got to walk through the fire. And knowing that, I'm not going to leave you. I'm here for you, son. But I'm also going to stand in that fire with you. And I wanted to shoulder the pain. I wish I could. But sometimes we have to go through those moments in life that build character. Who are you? Can you get back up? Well, my son got back up. Wow, aren't you glad you asked him, Mr. Radio DJ? Ooh, wow. All right, there you go. That's that story. Okay, what else we got? Founding Hatebreed bassist Chris Beatty confirms his departure. Oh, he got kicked out of, what's the band? Hatebreed. They kicked out their bass player. Apparently. Let's see what happened here. Founding Hatebreed guitarist Chris Beatty has confirmed his departure from the band. The 49-year-old musician who has been pursuing a career in real estate addressed his status with Hatebreed just days after the group announced Shadows Fall guitarist Matt Blanchard would play bass for the Connecticut-based hardcore metal act for the foreseeable future. Earlier today, Beatty, is it Betty or Beatty? Beatty shared the following statement on his Instagram. I just want to take the time to let everyone know that I'm doing just fine, and I sincerely appreciate everyone who has reached out. I was under the impression a joint announcement would be agreed upon in advance, but since that was not the case, I wanted to address your concerns in my own post. At this time, I'm unable to discuss the specifics. Wait a minute. He's going to address the concerns, but then he tells you he can't discuss it. All right. Good job, Ned Beatty. At this time, I'm unable to discuss the specifics surrounding my departure from Hatebreed on November 13, 2024. However, I want to clarify that the decision to leave the band was not mine and that my departure was uncalled for and based on misleading and wrongful statements that will be subject to future actions. Wow. That means he's suing the band for firing him, I think, right? Huh. Misleading and wrongful statements. They accused him of doing something. I wonder if it was same thing that the guy from Megadeth got accused of. Who knows? All right, well, he got kicked out of the band, and you have not heard the last of Chris Beatty, I'll tell you that. After he sells these houses, it's party time, friends. All right. Okay, what else we got? Chris Motionless on Motionless in White album. His name is Motionless. I don't want to read that. Billy Idol announced his first new album in over a decade. Dream Into It. Rock legend Billy Idol is set for the release of his first full-length album of new music in over a decade. Dream Into It is out April 25th on Dark Horse Records, featuring appearances by Avril Lavigne, Joan Jett, and Alison Mohart of The Kills. In anticipation of the forthcoming record, Idol is debuting the new single, Still Dancing, alongside a video directed by Steven Sebring. Still Dancing is really a reflection of my whole journey, says Idol, from the punk rock period through to now, and I'm still looking towards the future, still living life. Set out to live. At the start of the song, I'm recalling the early times in London when I was living in squats or at friends' apartments, and all my belongings were in a plastic bag. Everybody at home or work told you what you were doing was never going to happen, but punk rock gave me an opening. I was surrounded by people who loved the music as deeply as I did, and you were going to throw caution to the wind, believe in what you were doing, and grab on for dear life. As the song says, there have been many moments along the way where I've been self-destructive, but what's seen me through is that unflinching belief in the music that started all those years ago. That's been the greatest gift of all. Oh, I didn't know he was recently nominated for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025, huh? Fan voting is open through April 25th. I think he deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Additionally, Idol is returning to the road for the It's a Nice Day to tour again, featuring fellow superstar Joan Jett and Blackhearts will join Idol on all shows. All right, that'll be good. So here's the new song, Still Dancing. By the way, that first Generation X album, I don't need to tell you, that first Generation X album, it's actually both of the first Generation X and the second one. What's the second one called? Fuck is the second one called? Oh, come on, Butler. Come on. Oh. Why can't I remember the name of that? Okay. Oh, jeez. You know the name of the album. Oh, what the fuck? Let me look at my iTunes. Name of that Billy Idol album. Come on, Butler, get it together. You're supposed to be the rock and roll geek. You're losing credibility, man. Oh, I'm looking at Generation X. Okay, Generation X. Oh, Kiss. No. Valley of the Dolls. What the fuck? Come on, man. Both those albums, Valley of the Dolls and the first Generation X album, are classics. If you don't own those, you should. All right. New song, Still Dancing. Official music video of Billy Idol. Still Dancing.
Ahoy there!
Ahoy!
Can
Oh, it's
I
an
be of
ad.
assistance?
Oh, God. Skip the ad. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This sounds like a Billy Morrison song.
For jet black coat, sold my soul in a fever.
Oh, Joan Jett sings on one of the songs. Wild Side. Avril Lavigne sings on one of the songs. Alison Mosshart sings on one of them.
My t-shirt, it's been a long ride, but the ride is all I know. I'm still dancing, now I am alone. Got everything I need next to me, right here in my bones. I'm still dancing, now I'm in control. I got everything I need next to me, from LA to Tokyo. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still dancing. Plastic bag full of clothes, turn to ropes in the ether. I smashed hotels and hurt myself, but I always stayed a believer. It's been a long ride, but I'm still dancing. Now I ain't alone. Got everything I need next to me, right here in my bones. I'm still dancing. Now I'm in control. I got everything I need next to me, from LA to Tokyo. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still dancing. Skinhead stomped right down the road. Teddy boy stood clutching the coals. Reggae blitz rocked me deep to the core in Brixton. Punks ran a ride up on the high street, causing a ruckus. Who wants to fight me? Pogo slam, no need to remind me. Oh, I'm still dancing. Now I ain't alone. Got everything I need next to me, right here in my bones. I'm still dancing. Now I'm in control. I got everything I need next to me, from LA to Tokyo. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still dancing.
Oh, there you go. Oh, it's okay. Not too bad. Brand new Billy Idol. It's good. All right. Any more rock news? Let's see. Wolfgang Van Halen on Mammoth VHW's live performance. It's very important to me. We don't use tracks. Wolfgang Van Halen, son of late Van Halen guitar player, blah, 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 and frontman of and it was the latest guest on Billy Corgan's new podcast, The Magnificent Other. Okay. It's very important that we don't use tracks. Okay. All right. It's great. All right. We don't use tracks. Good. That's good. Good to hear, Wolfgang. All right. What else we got in the news? Corey Taylor collaborates with Bad Omens on cover of Kansas classic Dust in the Wind. boy. As excitement builds for the March 7th theatrical release of Queen of the Ring, the highly anticipated biopic chronicling the trailblazing journey of wrestling icon Mildred Burke, written and directed by is thrilled to announce the release of a very special collaboration between Corey Taylor and Bad Omens. The track, produced, mixed, and mastered by Aaron Gillis, is a haunting cover of the Kansas classic Dust in the Wind, and is featured on the official motion picture soundtrack. Duvious Sumerian Records on March 7th. Fans can listen to Dust in the Wind below. Okay, let's listen to a little bit of Dust in the Wind. Haunting. I'm expecting this to be haunting now, and nothing like the Kansas original, which was absolutely horrible.
Between Molly leaving.
I'm getting out here. Okay. All right. La da 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 da. Okay. Haunting. Prepare to be haunted, friends. I'm haunted so far. It's pretty haunting.
I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment
I'm haunted. This is haunting.
all my dreams pass before my eyes in curiosity. Dust in the wind,
Oh boy.
all they are is dust in
Yeah, okay. You can kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Oh, that's bad. That is really fucking bad. Sorry. Okay, what else we got? You can bid on property next door to Ozzy Osbourne's childhood home. Huh. It's up for auction. Okay. All right. How many bedrooms is it? Let's see. Keen Black Sabbath fans would be among competitive bidders for a 3-bedroom terraced house in Birmingham, appearing on Bon Wolf's next auction. Okay. 16 Lodge Road in Aston looks like just any other terrace property. This one happens to be next door to the house where Ozzy Osbourne grew up. The rare lot is in need of modernization, which means it will still have an attractive guide price of £19,000. Huh. It's a good price. If I was rich, I'd buy it. I wonder what it looks like. I'm too lazy to do this, but do a Google Maps search for 16 Lodge Road in Ashton, Birmingham. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's enough music news this week, friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Brought to you by, okay, it's not brought, it's not sponsored. I enjoyed doing that music news. I hope you liked it. It's good when you don't have something to talk about. When you don't have when you don't have something to talk about, you just pull out the Blabbermouth news. I used to like to read the comments on Blabbermouth, but I think they stopped doing comments because I'm not seeing any here on this Billy Idol story here. Yeah, no comments. They killed the comments, and that was the best part of Blabbermouth. I enjoyed reading those comments. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, I was gonna play this song by brand new Stan Lynch. Stan Lynch was the drummer for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and that guy is one of my favorite drummers. That guy laid it. He was a fucking great drummer. One of the best drummers I've ever heard. I hate to use the term in the pocket, the phrase in the pocket, but the guy was in the pocket. He's got a new band called the Speaker Wars. Stan Lynch, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, announces formation of the Speaker Wars. Debut video for You Make Every Lie Come True is out now. Watch it here. Stan Lynch, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, longtime drummer, founding member of Tom Petty. By the way, I know you've probably seen the DVDs of that documentary. Is like a 6 hours DVDs documentary. Man, that's good. I think they did not end on good terms, Stan Lynch and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. But that guy was a fucking great drummer, man. I think he's a producer now. Pardon me on Bourbon's Fine Tecate. Stan Lynch, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, longtime drummer and founding member of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, announces today the formation of the Speaker Wars. After 2 decades of recording and touring multiple albums with the Heartbreakers, Stan moved to the other side of the recording console and shifted his focus to production and songwriting. Oh, there you go. He's producing. I didn't know he was songwriting too. Over the years, Stan has written and who knew this? I had no idea of this. Over the years, Stan has written and produced hits for artists in multiple genres, including the Eagles, Don Henley, country artist Tim McGraw, the Mavericks, Ringo Starr, the Byrds, Toto, and the Fabulous Thunderbirds. Huh. Let me take a sip of this Fine Tecate. While writing in Nashville, a publisher introduced Stan to Texas singer-songwriter John Christopher Davis, who was gathering material for a solo record on a major label. After accumulating an album's worth of songs, John abandoned working on a solo record, and the two decided to start a band to perform the newly created material. Adding J. Michael Smith on guitar, Brian Patterson on bass, Steve Ritter on percussion, and Jay Brown on keyboards, the Speaker Wars was born. The band then headed into 5M Studios in Denton, Texas, with co-producer Mike Pisterzi, and produced a full-length album. Upon hearing the material, Frontiers Records immediately signed the band. And their debut album is scheduled for release May 30th. Stan Lynch says, after my 20-year tenure with the Heartbreakers, I got a second act writing and producing. It was educational beyond measure to learn how to create music from the other side of the glass. Around this time, I met John Christopher Davis in Nashville, who casually mentioned we should start a band. So here I am, in the Speaker Wars, and it's good to have my old job back. The guys in our new band know how to make great music, and I'm looking forward to another round. All right, there's going to be 10 songs on it. Stan Lynch, John Christopher Davis, J. Michael Smith, Brian Patterson, Steve Ritter, and Jay Brown. Let's hear the new song. And before I play the new song, let me tell you how I can reach the Rock and Roll Geek Show, friends. And I would like to thank you for listening. By the way, I'm going to be doing daily shows again from the tour. Should be fun doing five shows. Joe Pawlak traveling with me. Cast of Rock and Roll Geek friends showing up. We should have some good daily shows, I think. I'll be doing daily shows. I don't know who I'm going to play, but we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll play all Midwest music. Maybe some Bob Seger. Maybe all Detroit music. We'll see. We'll see to give me some suggestions on music to play while I'm in the Midwest. And I hope to see you there, friends. I'm going to do daily shows. Yeah, it'll be fun. Hopefully there'll be people at these shows. All right. How you can reach this show, go to rockandrollgeek.com, where you can find all the episodes. While we're out, I will probably repost that Wild Hearts track by track, so you might get 2 shows in one day. I got it scheduled to post automatically, I think, on the day it's released, which is March 7th. And you got daily shows to look forward to as well. rockandrollgeek.com. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com is where you can email me. Leave me a show review, anything like that. I need some content, friends. When I come back, I'll do the Thunder Mother versus the Gems track by tracks as well. I'm starting to get a little bit buzz here, and I'm on my 3rd beer of the day. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. Go to the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group. No politics on there, friends. That's why this person got booted for a day, because there was politics being brought up, I think. I stay out of an argument. Nobody ever really argues. The sheriff gets a little bit sensitive sometimes, and the sheriff's running the show, and if he feels the need to boot somebody, I'm not going to stop him unless it's totally out of line. But if there's politics brought up, I'm not going to argue with that. We don't want any politics on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, friends. Everybody's friends and gets along on there, and we love everybody on there. What am I talking about? I don't fucking know. All right. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek Don't Ask. Find me on the X, R&R Geek. Find me on am I on anything else? I think I'm on the Blue Sky, R&R Geek, but I never post there. I'm on TikTok, R&R Geek, never post there. That's about enough ways to reach me. Please keep the donations coming, because without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. And if you got any value out of this, if you enjoyed hearing me bag on people out of jealousy on the Blabbermouth, I got nothing to be jealous of, but it's fun. It's fun goofing on goofy things. If I find it goofy, it's fun to goof. All right. I'm going to shut up. Thank you for listening, friends. It means the world to me, because there's a million podcasts out there. Even Gavin Newsom's starting his own podcast now, the governor of California. And you chose to listen to this independent podcast. You could be listening to a million other podcasts. There's a million other music podcasts that are way more professional than this one. There's a million other political podcasts that are way more professional than this one. There's comedy podcasts way more professional. Get bigger guests than me. There's music podcasts that get the big stars. Billy Corgan's got his podcast. He gets everybody on his show. Paul Stanley will be probably doing a podcast pretty soon. Ginger Watto's got a podcast now. But you chose to listen to this one, friends. And I cannot thank you enough. It means the world to me. One thing that I have that these guys don't have, other than a trophy that says I'm in the Podcast Hall of Fame, you're going to get it from my heart, and it's honest. It might not be professional, but you know what you're getting with your friend Michael Butler. All right, friends. Thank you for listening. Here's brand new Stan Lynch, The Speaker Wars. I'll talk to you on either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, and we'll do daily shows. All right. Have a good one, friends. Oh. Have a good one? No. Stay frosty, friends.
I'm gonna write like Bob Dylan. I'm gonna rock like Johnny Cash. I'm gonna stand on the Grand Ole Opry, sing my songs while the cameras flash. I'm gonna live to see 100. I'm gonna age like a fine French wine. Hey, there's nothing I can't do. Hey, you make every lie come true. We're gonna build our own Graceland. Gonna swim in Dom Perignon. We're gonna dance like Fred and Ginger. I'll provide like Don Corleone. You'll have a yacht the size of Texas. We'll make love on the moon. Hey, there's nothing we can't do. Hey, you make every lie
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.